Hello students, welcome to the session. I am Mr. M.H. Mota, Assistant Professor, Department of Civil Engineering. This is the second session on the types of concrete admixtures. In last session even we have seen number of admixtures used in cement for various purposes. In this session we'll try to understand the remaining type of concrete admixtures. Now, as we have seen in previous lecture, the admixtures are those ingredients in concrete which have been added other than its basic ingredients like cement, water and aggregates. These are used either immediately before or during the mixing of these basic components of the concrete. Now we add the admixtures for various purposes. The major reasons for using admixtures includes the reduction in the cost of concrete construction, to improve upon certain properties in concrete more effectively than by other means, to maintain the quality of concrete during the stage of mixing, transporting, placing and curing in adverse weather condition, and to overcome the certain emergencies during the concreting operations. We will start this session by discussing on alkali aggregate expansion preventing admixtures. Alkali aggregate expansion in concrete is happened by the reduction of alkali of cement with the silica present in the aggregate. It forms a gel-like substance and cause volumetric expansion of concrete which may lead to the cracking and disintegration. Generally what happens is that even the aggregates contains certain amount of chemicals in it, and when it reacts with the cement, particularly when the aggregate has got higher pH and is alkaline in nature, then it generally reacts with the silica present in the aggregates. Rather, the cement reacts with the silica present in the aggregates, and it results in an expansion of concrete, or in other words, it results in an increase in the overall volume of the concrete. This may result in the cracking and disintegration, and this is not a good sign for any civil engineering structure as such. The formation of cracking or disintegration may result in a reduction in the strength as well as a reduction in the overall performance of the structure. This may result even in reduction in useful life of the structure as such. And to avoid that, generally alkali aggregate expansion preventing admixtures are used. Use of pozzolanic admixtures will prevent the alkali aggregate reaction, and in some cases air entraining admixtures are also useful in it, because generally when air is entrained in the concrete, if there is change in the overall volume because of the formation of gels, that air volume or the space occupied by the bubble get compressed and the overall volume may not be affected much. Generally used admixtures to reduce the risk of alkali aggregate reactions are aluminium powder and lithium salts. Next is anti-washout admixture. Anti-washout admixtures are used in concrete, especially for underwater concrete structure. It protects the concrete mix from being washed out under water pressure. It improves the cohesiveness of concrete. This is much more useful, particularly in case of the underwater construction as such. This type of admixtures are prepared from natural or synthetic rubbers, cellulose-based thickeners, etc. As we are aware that these rubbers or cellulose-based thickeners are something which are acting as a waterproofing or water repellent kind of material, or which can prevent the washout of the cement by improving the cohesiveness of overall concrete. Next is grouting admixtures. Grouting admixtures are added to grout material to improve the grout properties according to the requirement. Sometimes there is a need of quick set grout and sometimes there is a need of slow set grout to spread into deep cracks or fissures. Grouting is nothing but the process in which the paste or paste kind of material is introduced into the cracks or the openings of the structures which have been created because of one or another reason. In emergencies, we may expect that whatever material filled in the grouts or cracks as a grout in crack needs a very quick setting. Well, if the depth of the crack is more, then it is always advisable to use such grout which may not set until it reaches up to the required depth into the cracks, or in other words, if until it occupies the 100% space in the form of cracks to be filled, it should not set. And as the space is less and which offers the higher amount of frictional resistance because of the lesser amount of space available in the form of cracks, in such case we need the slow setting grouting, and in such case the grouting admixtures are always good to use. Hence different admixtures are used as grout admixtures based on the situation. Accelerators like calcium chloride, triethylamine, etc. are used as grout admixtures when grout is to be set rapidly. Well, similarly, the retardants like mucic acid, gypsum, etc. are used to slow down the setting time of grout. Gas forming admixtures like aluminium powder is added to grout material to contract the settle of foundations. Next is corrosion preventing admixtures. Corrosion of steel in reinforced concrete structure is general and is severe when the structure is exposed to the saline water, industrial fumes, chlorides, etc. These things are such things which starts disintegrating the metal structure as such, like saline water or industry fumes. So to prevent or slow down this process, which is called as an corrosion, the corrosion preventing admixtures are used. Some of the corrosion preventing admixtures used in reinforced concrete are sodium benzoate, sodium nitrate and sodium nitrite. Next is bonding admixture. Bonding admixtures are used to create a bond between old and fresh concrete surface. In general, if fresh concrete is poured over a hardened concrete surface, there is a chance of failure of fresh concrete surface due to weak bond with old surface. This kind of situation is very common when we are trying to extend the structure which has been previously constructed, or when we try to improve upon or construct on the old structure in the form of renovation of a structure or the new construction above it. The bonding admixtures are always used. To make the bond stronger, bonding admixtures are added to cement or mortar grout which is applied on the concrete surface just before placing the fresh concrete. This type of admixtures are used for pavement overlays, screed over roof provision, repair work, etc. too. Bonding admixtures are water emulsions and they are made from natural rubber, synthetic rubbers, polymers like polyvinyl chloride or PVC or polyvinyl acetate, etc. Next is the fungicidal, germicidal or insecticidal admixtures. To prevent the growth of bacteria, germs, fungus on hardened concrete structure, it is recommended that the mix should have the fungicidal, germicidal and insecticidal properties. Even though the concrete is very strong in nature, but sometimes it may even get affected because of the different fungi or germs or insects. These are very slow acting poison like thing for a concrete which slowly start deteriorating the concrete structure. And to avoid such kind of possible failure, the admixtures are always advisable to use. This property can be developed by adding admixtures like polyhalogenated phenols, copper compounds and di-Ellendrine emulsion, etc. Last is coloring admixtures. As name itself suggests, these are the admixtures or the color pigments which are used to produce the colorful finished concrete as such. The admixtures used to produce color should not affect the concrete strength. Generally, when the pigments or the color pigments rather are added in a cement paste, they provide a particular kind of color to it, and it should such that, because it is chemically active kind of thing, it should be such that it should not affect the overall concrete strength. Generally, coloring admixture are added to cement in a ball mill. Then colored cement can be obtained which can be used for making colored concrete. But the use of color concrete is very limited in civil engineering. Generally, we use the color cement paste rather for various purposes. The major use of that is as a filler in case of dado work or in case of the glaze tiles. Particularly when the tiles are of a certain color, then the joints between these tiles should not be filled with ordinary Portland cement, because it gives sometimes a very weird kind of overall view as such. So to avoid that, we use the color cement as an filler, and in such case the coloring admixtures are used. These are the different admixtures which are used to obtain a certain kind of color. Iron or red oxide is used to obtain the red color. The hydroxide of iron is used to obtain the yellow color. The barium magnite and ultramarine is used to create or used to obtain the blue color, while chromium oxide and chromium hydroxide is used to create the green color. Ferrous oxide is used to obtain the purple color, while in case of obtaining the black color we can use the thing like carbon black. To obtain the brown color we can use manganese black or raw umber kind of admixture. Well, that's it for this session. Once again, special thanks to the constructor, Civil Engineering Home for Civil Engineers, because most of the information shared in this particular video is obtained from this website. So I give the due weightage to the constructor for having such a wonderful site and providing the very good information for the budding civil engineers. Well, thank you very much, and don't forget to like, comment and subscribe if you haven't yet subscribed my channel. Thank you.